Welcome back, Cannonballs. We're back for a short, quick second. I don't understand why this nigga keeps tagging me into something that I don't really too much have any concern about. But, whatever happens to Yolanda Aquarius, that's her own karma. She was talking bad about me, and now she done had a mild stroke, and she's on her live. I don't wish that upon anybody, but, hey, you said a lot. Maybe you said a lot. And look what's happening to you. Baby, you not 20 or 30 anymore. You stay out you stay out late. And then you come home late. Well, no, you come home early in the morning, in the wee hours of the morning. You gotta take care of your body. Now, I hope you get well. I can't believe I'm saying these words. But I hope you get well. I'm not evil like that, you guys. I'm not evil. I hope she be okay. I don't have hatred in my heart for that woman. But, hey, when you spit out hatred, you never know what comes back to you. I done had my share of, close calls. Yes, indeed. I had a close call to death. When I had an asthma attack and I couldn't breathe, baby. It ain't no joke out here. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I feel like a lot of us, we gonna get our karma back to us. And I got mine back. Hell, still getting it now. For the nasty things that I said years ago. It's something how you can say bad things now, but 5 or 10 years on down the line, it can happen to you. Something bad can happen to you. And, it's kind of, it's a moment, but it's not that big of a moment because at the same time, when she get out of there, she's just going to still do the same old thing. But I would just say, baby, you got to slow down. You got to slow down. It's very unfortunate that happened to you. But hey, look how you are carrying on with yourself. You're old. You're up there. You're up there. Like I told you, you need to get right with Christ. Get right with Christ. I was just listening to someone. I think it was a person on here that talks about the Bible a lot. And he says, God will give you a wake-up call. And sometimes we have to go through these things for a wake-up call. And you know what? That is probably a wake-up call for you to stop doing what you're doing on YouTube. Leave these people alone. You done said so much. You done bothered a lot of people with your rhetoric. But now it's coming to bite you back in your head to the point where you weren't able to you said she said she called someone and she said she was having a hard time getting the word out. She couldn't even say the word, and she said like something was going on with her body. That was a stroke. That was a stroke. And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I did have I don't know, I ain't gonna say that, but I feel like in the past something like that happened to me similar, because I had trouble walk. I was walking and I felt like I forgot how to walk. I don't know what I didn't understand what the hell was going on. But hey, we all have our day. We all will have our day. I don't feel anything right now about that because I know what has been said, but one thing I can say, I'm going to put it in the Lord's hands. I'm putting in the Lord's hands, and he'll take care of you, but he wants you to stop doing what you're doing. Just like how he may want me and many other people that may have said something about you and how we, really have been conducting ourselves on here. We just got to stop doing this so much. We got to. Maybe he just, it's just a sign. It's a sign, A lot of people on here, we sometimes, how can I say this? Sometimes we go too far. I go too far sometimes too, a lot. And I'm trying to work on that. Sometimes it's a little hard, but, I don't wish that upon anybody. I don't. And I know it may sound crazy, but I don't wish that upon anybody because no one deserves to go through those type of things. I have been around people that has had those type of problems to the point where they was almost getting ready to get up on out of here. Thank God they made it out. But, when it comes to her, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. But if you feel bad for her, send a prayer up for her. Honestly, I don't have a prayer in me to send, up to the Lord for her because, She has said some things and did some things to me. So, all that posting on Facebook, because what, you guys, she is the reason why my family found out about that fight. She is the reason why, other people was sending me friend requests, because they seen that fight and they seen pictures, and then she wanted to know my status and all this, just everything. And now you are getting back. Now you getting back what you done put out. So you know what you got to do? Get online, which you shouldn't be online from the hospital, and you got to deal with it. Deal with what you're going through right now. You got to deal with it. Deal with it, baby. Deal with it. You'll be all right. But just know, it's time to get it together. Because if you don't, you won't be here for the next couple of years. Okay? You already seen your fellow, youth. Well, who was that? That woman that you was going back and forth with. That she died in prison. She died in prison. Couldn't get the right med. She couldn't get her medication, so that she died. And you don't want to be on here on YouTube for hours and hours and hours playing that music, and then going back to that club, and all of a sudden you ain't here no more. Something done happened. You need to take care of yourself. And I'm saying this because I know what it's like to go through something, health wise. Because it's scary when you have to be at the hospital and your body is changing on you, and it's showing you signs that whatever you may be doing, you got to cut it out. And it was a scary experience when you're not able to be in. When I went through my little experience, not being able to breathe. Baby, I ain't gonna lie to you. They told me if I didn't stop smoking, I would be walking around with an oxygen tank. That's what they told me, you guys. And this happened maybe 2 years ago. I think I think 2 years ago. Probably 2 years ago, yeah. So, I would want, you to change. Because I gotta change too. We all gotta change. We all gotta change. And it's not no diss, but it's the truth. But stomp down over there being nasty. And see, you wanna be nasty and writing stuff like that on underneath a video, and then you wanna share the video knowing what she's going through. Baby, I feel sorry for you. Your day is definitely coming. That's why I don't feel bad for what I said to you. I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't feel bad about it. You know what I did? I took it down so you didn't try to strike a nigga page down, because I'm not going to strike you, baby, at all. I don't need to strike you, because you're going to hide it anyways. But I know how you and your other people, how people like you think of me. So therefore, and I'm trying to play it safe. But, just watch out. Be careful, girl. Be careful over there. Shoot, if I were you, I wouldn't be drinking or puffing on anything. Or anything. You know what? You got to change your diet up. You can't be eating burgers and fries at 3 and some o'clock in the morning in your 60s. My grandparents wasn't doing that stuff. They knew better. Oh my goodness. All that greasy and fried foods and stuff like that. You're going to have to change if you want to be around for your grandbabies or your daughter. You're going to have to change if you want to be around for your family and your friends. You're going to have to change. I don't wish that upon you, but baby, you got to change. Just like I gotta change. We all gotta do some changing around here. But if you guys support her, y'all do what you gotta do. If y'all want to donate to her. Do what you gotta do. I would suggest, hey, just send $1. Send $1, because she's monetized. She's getting a check, and she's also getting another check. From the government. So she'll be all right. She'll be all right. But yeah, karma is real. Boy, I tell you, I think YouTube is an apparatus where the point where it's an apparatus to the point where you better be careful what you say, boys, because a lot of things are just coming back around to hunt you, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I should be the last to talk, but it's the truth, and I'm just gonna be the realist. I'm gonna be a realist to say it. I can own what I said and did, but yeah, hey, we see it too much. I've been seeing it over the years. A lot of YouTubers just been dropping. From just dropping here and there and everywhere. But hey, y'all send some prayers up to her. I can't pray for her because I'm not in the right headspace to do that. But I hope you get I hope that you recover from that, you bounce back from that, and hopefully you won't be back on YouTube or Facebook posting bad things about me and other people that you don't like. Because you did that, and you did that for how many years? 3 years. Me knowing someone that you didn't like, you did that. So therefore, you got to deal with that. That's all I have to say about that. But y'all, hey, that's just life.